The road was quiet, stretching forward like a promise that had been waiting for years to be fulfilled. The air felt different here, lighter, almost as if it carried stories within it. As the camera slowly moved forward, the place revealed itself not in a rush, but gently, allowing every detail to breathe. This was not just a location, it was a feeling shaped by time, patience, and quiet dreams. The entrance opened into a space that immediately felt welcoming. There was a sense of balance, where nature and design existed together without conflict. Sunlight poured in from wide openings, touching walls, floors, and open spaces in a way that felt intentional. Every corner seemed to have been created with care, not to impress loudly, but to comfort deeply. As the view moved inward, the space unfolded naturally. There was no need for dramatic introductions. The beauty spoke in silence. Soft textures, warm tones, and carefully chosen materials blended together to create harmony. It felt like a place where mornings would begin slowly and evenings would end peacefully. Nothing here felt rushed or artificial. The central area carried a quiet strength. It was open, yet intimate. The way light shifted across the surfaces told a story of passing hours, of days lived fully but calmly. You could imagine footsteps echoing softly, laughter lingering in the air, and moments of reflection happening without effort. Moving further, the surroundings revealed a connection to the outside world. Greenery framed the view, not as decoration, but as a companion. Trees stood calmly, as if they had always been part of this space. The breeze moved through open paths, carrying the scent of earth and freshness. It reminded you that this place was alive, changing with every season. There was a sense of privacy here, not isolation, but protection. The design allowed the world to stay close while keeping its noise at a distance. It felt like a retreat where thoughts could settle and clarity could return. The silence was not empty, it was full of meaning. As the camera continued its journey, smaller details came into focus. Textures you could almost feel through the screen, surfaces that reflected light softly instead of sharply. Every element seemed to have a purpose beyond appearance. It was not about luxury alone, but about comfort that lasts. This place seemed to understand human needs deeply. It offered space without making one feel lost. It provided openness without exposure. It balanced elegance with warmth in a way that felt timeless. You could imagine generations passing through here, each leaving behind memories without disturbing the soul of the place. Time felt slower inside. The outside world, with all its urgency and noise, felt distant. Here, moments were meant to be experienced fully. A cup of tea by the window would feel different. Conversations would last longer. Silence would feel safe instead of awkward. The transition between spaces was smooth, almost unnoticed. Nothing felt forced or abrupt. Each step led naturally to the next, creating a flow that felt instinctive. It was as if the place guided you gently, never demanding attention, but always deserving it. Light played a major role here. It changed the mood throughout the day, creating new atmospheres without altering anything physically. Morning light felt hopeful, afternoon light felt alive, evening light brought calm and reflection. At night, the space would likely feel protected and warm, a shelter not just for the body, but for the mind. The surroundings continued to reveal thoughtful choices. Open areas invited connection, while quieter corners offered solitude. It was a place that understood that humans need both. The balance between togetherness and privacy was handled with quiet intelligence. As the camera moved outward again, the exterior came back into view. The structure did not dominate the land, it belonged to it. It felt grounded, respectful of its environment. Nature was not pushed away, but embraced. The sound of wind, distant birds, and subtle movement completed the experience. This was not a place created to show off. It was created to live in, to grow in, to heal in. It carried a sense of permanence, as if it would remain meaningful even as trends changed and time moved forward. It was built for moments that matter, not just appearances. The story of this place was not written in words, but in feelings, in the way it welcomed you without asking who you were, in the way it allowed you to breathe deeper without realizing why. It reminded you that true beauty does not demand attention, it earns it quietly. As the final view lingered, there was a sense of gratitude for spaces that understand humanity, for designs that respect nature, for environments that offer peace in a world that often forgets its value. This was not just a destination, but an experience that stayed with you even after you left. And as the camera slowly pulled away, the feeling remained, a reminder that somewhere places like this exist, places where time slows, hearts feel lighter, and life feels exactly as it should be.